Hey guys, Tyler here, bringing you a 1v on today. We're on Faymonville approach, playing Future spawning on the right. We have Charlie Tango as OKW, and his loadout is Breakthrough, Special Operations, and Scavenge. Facing off against him on the left, we have Lev Nikaloyevic Tolystoy, playing as Soviets, and his loadout is Shock Rifle Frontline, Shock Motor Heavy, and Mechanized Support. Rather unusual loadout here. Round rank 30 Soviets, around rank 40 OKW. But yeah, very unusual set of commanders here. Though sometimes the IS-2 can work against OKW. And this is a decent map for shock troops. They can play in the north quite effectively, and they, you can play around here with them quite effectively as well. Better than a lot of the other maps in the auto match pool. See, these conscripts caught in the middle here. He's going to try probably complete the cap. No, he's going to go for the 2-on-1, and they're getting some good model drops straight away, forcing that squad off. He's going to delay his fuel. Took a lot of damage crossing the road there. He's going to lose an engagement because of it. Stern Pioneers have gone for the cutoff, but they really need to be in combat here. You don't really want your Stern Pioneers to be capping points. They need to be in the action in the early game. Otherwise you can really struggle as OKW. Got to make those first couple of engagements count with your Stern Pioneers. Make use of your incredibly strong power in the early game compared to most other units. So he's now going to be capturing his cutoff, and this is of course 3 conscripts from Lev. He's gone as tier 2.
Comrades, we have now installed a field hospital at headquarters.
Should be probably running up here with his Volksgrenadiers. Even though Volksgrenadiers is not that good at firing on the move, that squad was always going to retreat. So he might as well run up there, save himself, maybe about 3 seconds of running time. Gets the cap. Starts the retreat. So Lev, I'll call him Lev, definitely getting the better early game munitions control, but hasn't really had very good fuel control so far. Looks like he spent some munitions, and that's on the flamethrower. Oh, he's gone for medics. I was like, man, where's this manpower going? Obviously he built his tech structure, but he's gone for medics, very early medics. Probably going to hurt his map control here. Kind of need that extra unit in the early game. Probably end up paying off in the long run, but sometimes you can't afford that in the early game. He's going for a maximum now. Be interesting to see what truck we get here. Gonna go for healing. I noticed he did actually put down 1 crate of medical supplies. Probably a good idea. Something, it does take quite a long time to get this down. So if probably on your first Stern Pioneer retreats, good chance to put down one med crate, even if you're going for the battle group, for those early game healing opportunities. Like he might have been able to heal this squad here. But also this healing is quite convenient, I'm pretty sure you can pick it up and heal on the move with it. So you have to stand around waiting for the medics. As long as you're out of combat, you're good. But that is one good thing, you know, if you're going to invest into, you know, early medics, early tech structures, you do need the flamethrower on your combat engineers. You need that extra bit of fighting power in the early game. Tripwire flares going down there. Oh, that's a nasty retreat path. I'm going to drop another 2 models here.
MG squad awaiting orders.
Maximum to the garrison. Takes an incendiary grenade though. Can try flank around behind it. Maximum does take a lot longer to set up these days. Does get outmaneuvered there. To his own own flames though. Did quite a lot of damage, but here comes a whole bunch more squads. He's got to retreat. Trying to suppress, but he can't. There we go, on the 3rd burst he gets the suppression in. I think it's because the end of that first burst, like one of the models ran to this light cover here. Which is why the Maxim didn't suppress them earlier. But overall, pretty poor engagement there for Lev. I mean, he just didn't get into the garrison with his Maxim early enough to suppress that Fox Grenadier running in there with the incendiary grenade fast enough. He's going for a 2nd Maxim. See ISG in response from Charlie Tango. 4 Fox Grenadiers from him, no Kubel. Oh, here comes a flamethrower on the flank. Torches that squad, forces them out of cover. In these situations would be better to have your combat engineers next to your conscripts and you can merge into them, but looks like he wins that engagement anyway. ISG so close range here. I was putting down a demo. Indeed he is. I don't know if he's going to get spotted or not. Maybe not. It's a neutralize. I think he wants to try to get the cap so he actually has sight. So he knows if his demo charge is going to be able to get triggered or not. That's not going to happen at this stage at the very least. But yeah, this is such a good map for the ISG. Such a small map. You can camp the ISG very close to your base, and as you can see here, you can reach most of the map. Very good when your opponent's got 2 Maxims. Tier 3 going down now for Lev.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Another? No. This got to quite a lot of damage there. He probably needs to retreat. He's bleeding a lot of models here. If you're going to go for like super early medics, you know, you should probably go for slightly earlier retreats, especially if you've got 2 squads coming in to win anyway. Might have been able to save 2 models of the conscripts there, save a bit of manpower. Squad made into the garrison, but Maxim should probably be able to out-damage them. If they're in heavy cover, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they are. Maybe 2 models are in heavy cover. Hard to tell. Oh, demo charge went off and he lost a Volksgrenadier squad to it. And he has now made some sweepers after that happened. You got to be careful about those demo charges if you see combat engineer around. Pays to go there with the sweeper first. He had a chance to as well. Looks like Lev really wants to target those sandbags his opponents have set up. And remember that he went for the early munitions. He had control of this munitions for a long period straight away. That's why he's able to afford so many demos on top of the flamethrower here. T-70 being called in. Kitten being called in to counter that. Obviously Charlie Tango haven't gone for a swear. He doesn't have a counter to this yet. Oh no, another squad down to the demo. My god. Things are looking pretty grim for Charlie Tango after those 2 squad losses. He's also invested a lot into tech, having put down his flak base. So he's in a really rough spot right now. He's heavily outnumbered. He's having to deal with this TCM. He has taken a Faust for a kitten, backing into position here. Where's the ISG shooter? At the maximum in the north. This opportunity not targeting those conscripts behind light cover here. This could be a juicy hit. Oh, got a mine with the ISG. But getting that Faust off has definitely slowed the T-70 down. That's about the best he can hope for right now. Seeing an SU-76 coming in from Lev, which is very surprising. So nothing for it to really shoot at right now. And generally I feel, you know, it's not necessary to get SU-76. Better to float your fuel, and once you see how much fuel you have, how the game's trending in your favor. If you're in a bad spot, go for the SU-76 to counter maybe Panzer IV. But if you're in a good spot, go for fast Tier 4. Maybe some T-34s. But maybe he's actually not going to go Tier 4. You know, he's got quite a few heavy tanks in his commanders, so maybe he's just going to go use this SU-76 to bridge that gap and wait for a heavy call and to skip Tier 4 altogether. Oh, Kitten misses that last shot there. I think with that last shot he would have hit Vet 1. Got that move speed bonus and camo, so that's a bit of a shame. Now he's being a bit more diligent about his sweeping. Got 2 squads of Fusiliers to replace those Volksgrenadiers, and doesn't have the munitions to upgrade them though. So honestly, yeah, They're a little bit better than conscripts, but not significantly better without the G43 upgrade. And especially with conscripts already at Vet 2, Vet 3 with all those bonuses. You can see they've got, it's like a weapon cooldown bonus and accuracy bonus. Oh, why does Captain come up in there? So yeah, coming in against the Vet 0 Fusiliers, conscripts are actually going to win that engagement. Obviously once the G43's come online and Fusiliers hit Vet 2, things will probably turn around. Back to the Fusiliers' favour. And then as Fusiliers continue their rise through the ranks, they'll just outmuscle them even further. ISG trying to deal with this Maxim in the north. G70's at Vet 2. I didn't really notice he's got so many kills. 10 kills, not bad. I think a lot of his variancy though is taken from receiving damage and getting healed up. So Charlie Tango now has the required amount of fuel for a Panzer IV. Hasn't got it yet though. It doesn't have to get it either. There goes the T70. Nice Raketen positioning there by Charlie Tango, who's lying in wait and camouflage, so getting the kill. Gotta be very careful with your light vehicle against OKW. Don't want to take a Faust because, you know, Faust plus camouflage Raketen could very well spell the end for your light vehicle. So even though you want to get up close and personal, do maximum damage, those are more accurate shots. Sometimes it's, you know, it's just safer to pick away at range. To put these tripwires down again. Taking a lot of damage though for his trouble. In fact, it could even get wiped. No, I don't think so. Not that range. This goes inside the ISG's min range? No, not quite. Okay, there we go. First G43 upgrade for the Fusiliers. But Charlie Tango's barely hanging on here. He's spent his manpower and reinforcements instead of a tank. Doesn't have any fuel under control. He's got very little map control right now. I think it's looking quite grim for him. Lev, on the other hand, floating quite a lot. Makes me think he's going to go for a heavy tank, but he's got room for one more squad or something before he does that. Oh man, haven't seen SU-76 bros that good for a long time. 5 models and 2 shots. But yeah, as I was saying, the SU-76 hasn't really helped him out that much so far. So probably wasn't really a necessary purchase. And in fact, if you think about it, if he didn't go for the SU-76 right now, he'd have the amount of fuel required for an IS-2. Oh no, it doesn't have anti-tank grenades though. Oh no, don't stick around there. That was really greedy. I know these are only conscripts, but could have quite easily lost that Raketen there. Got lucky with the model drops and there wasn't the guys carrying the gun that died there. Otherwise, that could have been dead team weapon. Here the G43s now. Let's try to soft retreat. But yeah, don't. Looks like even without Vet 2, just with the G43's Fusiliers actually beating the Vet 3 cons quite easily there. Stern Pioneers were like quite far away there. Damage at that range wouldn't be too high. Incendiary grenade there, super long range. Look, they threw it from all the way over there to over there. Could still win this one though. Yeah, could still win. Oh, but look at this retreat path through the Fusiliers. Retreats now. And they're going to get away. Remember, conscripts have incredibly high received accuracy bonus at Vet 3 compared to just about every other unit to make up for the lack of weapon upgrades, which is why PPSH conscripts are actually quite strong because they're so durable. With the extra damage from the PPSH, you know, they do have like decent weapon upgrades, 40% accuracy, and then some amount of weapon cooldown to most other squads. It's just, you know, the weapons that's being applied to the Mosin is pretty terrible. Oh, the big boy is on the field, the IS-2. Upgrading it with the machine gun. He's got a lot of munitions spare. Probably should continue his demo charges. Oh, he lost a Fox Grenadier squad. Where? It's over here. Not sure. These two run straight into the Panther though, and the Raketen. Oh, what do we have? It's been such a long time since I've seen the IS-2. Trying to remember its stats. I know how much armor it has, but can't remember its penetration value. But certainly in a head-to-head fight with the amount of health it has, it will beat the Panther. Panther, what's it Vet 2, you know, against its armor and bonus health mix, it's a bit more even, but IS-2 also gets more accurate, which really helps because, you know, this is sometimes a very inaccurate gun. And then finally Vet 3 gains its rate of fire bonus. Oh, but he's just camped it out here. Took a lot of damage. SU-76 missing 2 shots in a row. The conscript's nearby. Doesn't have the anti-tank grenade still though. Should upgrade that by now. Has to kind of crush through the hedge. Takes down the SU-76. IS-2 needs one more penetrating hit. We've got Blitz. Blitz the safety. IS-2 stops. Main gun destroyed. Now he's going to go back in. He would have taken an anti-tank grenade by now if they were ticked. He knows that. Must be ticking it now. I saw his fuel dip down. This could be the end of the Panther. I mean, the end of the IS-2. Oh, he bounces that shot. Needs one more hit. He's run out of blitz. IS-2 trying to back away, trying to juke past the buildings. Bounces again. Anti-tank grenade is now finished. No conscripts nearby. This squad, what are they doing? Just left it. Bring in a Zis. Conscripts not chasing where the conscripts are oohing around. But he's too busy just capping out the map. Oh man. Probably would have been worth retreating this squad, sending this squad round. It was like here, seeing this squad around here earlier. But it's actually abandoned. He didn't even kill it. He just left it abandoned there.
We have lost a machine gun crew.
What? But yeah, that was a big mistake by Lev. I mean, as soon as he made his IS-2, his next upgrade should have been anti-tank grenades. I think when he started the upgrade, he had about 50 to 70 fuel. Plenty of manpower. Look, he's still got a whole mound of manpower. So there's no real excuse for not having anti-tank grenades there. And should probably have some shock troops now as well. If he wants to be able to contest these Fusiliers, he needs to get shock troops out now. Start vetting them up so they don't get massively outscaled by the Fusiliers. Try and bring in shock troops against, Vet 3 to Vet 5 Fusiliers. The late game is not an ideal situation. Better to get your shock troops out now, convert that, or vet them up and have a lot more on-field fighting power. It's not like his army is very large right now. But he's gone for the Zis, probably the right decision after losing the Su-76. He's going to be able to repair and recrew this, so he's very happy about that. Big mistake there. I mean, probably would have been worth losing his Panther just to kill the IS-2. Instead of leaving it abandoned. So it's what benefit, at least he's got some veterancy on this, very close to Vet 2 when it gains its armor and health bonus. But still, Panther 200 fuel, IS-2 230 fuel. Oh my god. Tripwire flares, eh? 2 of them. Took down a squad of Fusiliers. Oh! Squad of conscripts went down as well. Building a Panzer IV as support. I don't know about the Panzer IV against the IS-2. Uh-oh, he's going to take engine damage here. Where's this Raketin? Okay, it's in a really good position actually, Vet 4 as well. But yeah, I mean, there's no real reason for Lev to have been floating 1,000 manpower for about 10 minutes now. He's rebuilding one squad of conscripts, he's making another Zis. Probably a reasonable idea, considering he's now up against 2 tanks. At Charlie Tango now, I mean, he's got the larger army size thanks to those 2 tanks, but very far behind on VPs, dipping under 100 right now, so VP pressure is on him massively. To think, things started to go so wrong for him when he lost those 2 squads to the demo charges. He's really been struggling to get his way back into the game since then. Oh, nice shot though, on the wrong side of cover. Causes that shot to be super accurate, takes down the Maxim. Recruise it. Ah, she must be doing alright. 17 kills, yeah. He briefly was making obers, switched to Fusiliers again. I think that's a good decision. I mean, he's running over quite a lot of tripwire flares, right? So having 6 miles instead of 4 helps in that situation. Having another squad with anti-tank grenades, always useful. Yeah, anti-infantry is still very, very strong. It's certainly a lot better than conscripts once they've got the G43 upgrade. So I think obers doesn't really give him that big of an advantage, and probably, considering his preservation so far. probably for the best to go for the Fusiliers. He's going in, he's going in. Just parked his Panzer IV in front of the anti-tank gun here though. Clears out one of them. Ricketten's been brought up now. Gets some good hits on the IS-2. Second anti-tank gun's about to go down. So Panther's out here. But I don't think he can finish the job here. There's conscripts nearby can lob a few anti-tank grenades in. In fact, he stands to lose his Panther right here. Rickitten needs to come up. He's trying to kill the Zisk. Got rid of one of them. If you can get rid of the other one, that's probably an alright trade. I mean, he is not personally aware that Lev has so much manpower to spare and can quite easily rebuild those Zisses. But, you know, what's that, like 640 manpower versus 350 and some fuel. It's decent. And in most cases, when your opponent's, you know, not floating so much, would be a crushing blow. But if it's invested into tier 4, it's building a Su-85. What he really needs to do is clear out that damn Rickitten. Yeah, that really would have helped the incendiary artillery in that last engagement. And also some shock troops. So Su-85 on the field means Lev really needs to get a whole bunch of mines down, like to avoid that happening again. Mine up his flanks to keep his Su-85 safe. Seems like his micro's kind of taken a dive though in these last few minutes. He doesn't seem to be nearly as active as before. Really needs to be mining everything up right now, preparing for the next fight. Be interesting to see what he does with his next fuel purchase as well. Here comes the Panther speeding down the road. Su-85 about's face. Gets two shots off, only one penetrates. Rickitten has moved into position now, hits Vet 5 as well. But see now, you know, Lev is in a really bad spot. Oh, I just lost a Maxim there. But he's got nothing that can push onto this. Oh, can he clear it out? No. You know, his infantry just can't stand up to the Volkskrieger. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, where did that Volkskrieger die? No, oh, was it there? Looks like a whole bunch of Volkskrieger's corpses there. Oh man. Su-85 not firing here though, that's a bit of a mistake. He's on focus sight mode. Okay, there he goes. Bounces that first shot. Rickitten has been reinforced and healed though. But yeah, the problem here now is that Lev has nothing that can contest against these OKW squads with weapon upgrades. So he can't push onto this Rickitten with any squads if Charlie Tango squads nearby in support. In trouble microing his SU-85 as well behind this bush, blocking its line of sight. Panzer IV protecting this VP over here, because remember Charlie Tango very low on VPs, but he's been managing them well. So bring this in, he's just using it to protect up here. He's going for a T-34, okay. So we've got a massive mountain of munitions.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands. Engineer standing by.
Doesn't even want to run those two conscript squads in. It's the V3 Fusiliers in heavy cover. I mean, it's quite possible he would have lost that engagement, honestly, if he tried. V3, you know, they've gained the accuracy bonus at V2, so the DPS is high, and then they're getting the received accuracy and weapon cooldown bonus at V3. So V3, they're very, very strong already. Certainly strong enough to beat this squad. Fighting 2 models against 6. Here comes the T-34 to flush them out. Very fast reaction times there by Charlie Tango. Very impressive retreat. So he's really got to micro his tanks effectively here. It's going to come down to micro Lev. You know, he's down, but he's not out. Could very easily win this game still. It's going to come down to his SU-85 usage, and so far it's completely taken out of the equation. Panther's behind the shot blocker. What he probably should have done with this... Oh, we'll talk about this fight and then we'll discuss it later. SU-85 now finally getting some shots in. What is this Panzer IV doing? This is a mistake. Gonna go down here. Raketen being wheeled up. There goes the Panzer IV. Panther, yeah, very risky. Oh, if that shot had connected, could be in the end. Conscripts, yeah, could have come in for the anti-tank grenade at any stage there. Bit of poor micro by Lev. Forgotten about them. I mean, imagine if that Panther had taken engine damage. Might have been able to chase in with the SU-85 and get the wipe. Would have had to deactivate the focus sight mode though, I think. So, I mean, we do have a movement penalty, movement speed penalty. We lost that squad conscripts here, no surprises there. We're 1 man left. Uh-oh. Tremendous rate of fire on that Vet 5 Raketen now. But yeah, I mean, Lev is now in a really bad spot after losing an extra squad of conscripts. He's got a lot of low health vehicles. Probably needs another squad of combat engineers to repair them. I mean, he's got three tanks. Makes sense to have 3 engineers right now. He's gone for a 4th tank. But yeah, what he needed to do there was have his SU-85 and his IS-2 in the middle, bait the Panther in, then come in from the flank with his T-34, preferably without having revealed it up until that stage. Like maybe his opponent could hear it through the fog of war, see it crush some terrain through the fog, but other than that, you know, try to keep it a secret. Then come in on the flank at a very opportune time, because so far Charlie Tango's seemed quite content to trade until his Panther has been like 1 shot from death against the IS-2, and you know, a flank at T-34 at the right time could Could have quite easily killed it. Also, you know, the T-34 coming on the flank probably could have got right up close and personal on the Raketen and tried to knock that out, because obviously that's a big thorn in Lev's side right now. So a few issues from Lev, and it seems like his micro really just steeply declined after about 20 minutes in this game. Why are they Uraing in? I mean, what was the point of that Ura right there? Okay, E-35 has been repaired. He's still got quite a lot more repairs to go though after that last engagement. But Charlie Tango now is just about leveled the VP situation. 111 to 95. He's got the triple cap cooking. He's about to control all the resource points. Lev pushed right back into his base, but the army sizes are equal. This is quite a large armored fleet, and by no means is Lev out of this game. He would still very easily win. He just needs like one well micro tank push, and he's got it in the bag. It's going to come down to his, you know, his micro, and it hasn't been that impressive so far. He's calling GG. I think this is a bad mana beat, GG. Try and lull his opponent into a false sense of security. Now he's going to make a big armored strike. Rams the Panther with his T-34. SU-85 getting some juicy hits in. Vet 2 SU-85 is the penetration bonus. Panther blitzing away. Here come T-34s and the IS-2. Panther with his rear arm exposed to them. SU-85 charging in after the Panther. There goes the Panther. And comes some zero assault artillery. Needs to charge this T-34 and there goes the SU-85, but T-34 bounces on the Jagdpanzer 4. Misses that one. IS-2 charging in. Goes for the ram to try and chase it down. And he gets it! Oh man, Jagdpanzer down. Here comes the incendiary artillery onto the Raketen. He's going to lose that too. He's trying to set it up and reset it up and trying to kill the IS-2. Very greedy. They should have retreated as soon as the IS-2 was on top of him. IS-2's gun still very slow to rotate around. Center tank grenade. Okay, there it is. IS-2 now snared. T-34 also out of commission over there after that ram. VPs though, we've got to be careful. Charlie Tango focusing on the VPs right now. Still got that Raketen. It's being brought back onto the field now. And that is one thing Lev doesn't have, is good infantry. He's rebuilding conscripts at Vet 0 against highly vetted Fusiliers and weapon upgraded Fusiliers. It's not going to work. Desperately trying to cap. Here comes the Raketen, opening up on the IS-2. Another incendiary artillery to buy Lev some time. He's trying to repair up the IS-2. I think the IS-2 doesn't really need repairs right now. What he needs to repair is this T-34, so T-34 can contest the flank so he can cap it. The IS-2, can just lumber around with the damaged engine in the middle just fine. Protect the central VP. Okay, conscripts are to the south. 25 VPs left for Lev though. He's got 2 squads heading to this VP. There's an MG34 here, so that's not going to work. Good news by Charlie Tango, for those MG34s to protect the VPs in the late game. It's working out quite well for him. And yeah, as you can see here, S2 still not at full health. Forced back by the Raketin. But he has managed to cap this. But imagine if he had like a full health T-34 right now. Could have flanked in here, got on top of the Raketin. Maybe cleared it out. Yeah, repairing the IS-2, you know, it's got like twice as much health as a T-34. It's going to take you twice as long. Sometimes you got to think what your priorities should be. Managed to get a squad into this to get around the side of the machine gun, so he's going to clear that out eventually, but 15 VPs left. Not sure if he's going to survive till then. IS-2's having a field day though. Vet 3 IS-2 against the Vet 0 Panther. And yeah, gets the job done. No real surprises there. Stern Pioneers on this VP. Conscripts finally get around. Conscripts need to get in the capping circle to stall this whilst this squad here gets to this capping circle, but they're not. He's forgotten about them. Now they're moving in. Stern Pioneers just shredding. Look how quickly they kill them. The Vet 5 Stern Pioneers. So lethal. Now he's going full steam ahead on the repairs on his IS-2. Finally gone for a third engineer, but I think it's too late. No incendiary artillery. Triggers a mine. Oh my god, and it kills that squad. No, but they need to get in their capping circle to stop this VP from being captured. No, it doesn't matter. He's gone drain out anyway, I think. Whew. Well, I mean, I don't want to seem disrespectful to Lev, because I mean, I think I'm like only ranked 60 as Soviets at the moment. I haven't been playing that much, but he's a, you know, rank 30. But this did not appear to be the micro of a rank 30 player. I mean, he got off to an extremely strong start on the back of those 2 demo charges, but then he floated 1,000 manpower for an incredibly long period of time, made questionable build decisions. Kind of the only reason things went so right for him at the end there is that he called like a bad manner GG to try and lull his opponent into false sense of security, then managed to strike with all his tanks at once, and like a very favourable field position. I mean, Charlie Tango did his best. His Panther probably too willing to trade until it's one shot from death would be my main criticism from him. Quite easily could have died several occasions. I think, about a shot on that last hit, so you've got to play a little bit more safe with it. But yeah, otherwise pretty sound gameplay from him. Also probably should be a bit more diligent with this minesweeping, especially in the early game. And especially when you know that your opponent's combat engineers were over here. Got to be quite aware about those demo charges. Well, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you'd like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.